Andre Wade was just released once again. Come to just reminisce about some things. In here watching these Texans and these Chargers. Pray that all has been well with you all today, and visitation with your loved ones was a blessing. Kind of thought about the time when Sundays used to come on football day, and I was on a facility where if the Cowboys came on at the same time the Oilers came on, then it was going to be a mess. It was going to be a mess. I remember one time they had this one guy. He wasn't from Houston and he wasn't from Dallas. He was from Austin. But he used to always bump. He used to bump. You know, Austin don't have a professional team. And it always seemed like the most people that bumps in prison be from somewhere where don't even have a professional team. You gonna have somebody that hate on the Cowboys, or you gonna have somebody that hate on the Texans or the Oilers. I was in prison when the Oilers was still around, on their way out the door. Didn't know it, that they was about to get rid of them. Ooh, it's pretty sunny out here today. But it's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. Kind of moving around a little bit. It's halftime. But this one guy used to always bump, either about the Cowboys or about the Oilers in that day room. And in East Ham day rooms, you know, they had one TV, and it was kind of small. So most likely, when you have them them Oilers and them Cowboys playing at the same time, it's gonna probably be a fight, because you gotta vote on the TV. You're gonna have to vote. Little Buddy Jr. over there enjoying the shade. What's up, buddy? Buddy Jr. Hey, you on Candid Camera, baby. You on Candid Camera. Still hanging around. That's old Buddy Jr. But I remember the days, doing some rough days, Sundays, but everybody look for that Sunday to come. But this guy here, that always bumping, got the dog shit beat out here one day behind them Oilers. And I thought all this time, I really thought the way he was bumping, that he had a hell of a fighting game. This boy didn't have nothing. I mean, got the dog shit whooped out of him. He got whooped so bad. I mean, he had got his ass whooped so bad, got beat up, that you couldn't hear him for the next month or so for football. You didn't hear him, and the next time you heard him, he was cheering for one of them Texas teams. He was cheering for one of them Texas teams. But on Sundays, we used to make wine. So we used to come off that wine on Sundays and get drunk. We're going to have some wine. We're going to spread. We're going to have a little herb. Oh, that Sundays was something to look forward to. And I was SSI, so I would get off just in time to come and watch the game and enjoy myself. Sometimes I get caught at work, but it was all right, because it was going to be an enjoyment wherever I worked at. We could still get bliss, and we still going to have some fun, but them was some loud Sundays. All over that unit, people are watching the games. Ain't no such thing as not watching no game. I mean, even on protection, punks watching the game. I mean, they gonna be some fighting with them punks at. They gamble too. We used to have some of the biggest parlays and pick'ems, money floating everywhere. Everybody trying to win something. I mean, it was a day to look forward to in prison. And so I was thankful for Sundays, and I would just enjoy myself. But I was an Oilers fan. I was Dallas Cowboy fan too, but the Oilers was my team from first. The Dallas Cowboys second. But when I was growing up, I was a Cowboy fan more than an Oilers fan. But when you go to prison, you find out that everybody be hating on the team. And I was in Job Corps back in the early 80s, and it was all about Texas against the world. I go to prison, and they city tripping. That was the first time I experienced that. But we had some good times. But every Sunday, it's going to be a fight. And on East Ham, it's going to be a fight in that chow house. I'm talking about somebody going in the line, or somebody got hit in the face with a tray. I'm talking about every Sunday for many, many years. It's going to be a squabble. Somebody got their eye put out behind a bed. Don't want to pay. They in their feelings. I remember when the Oilers lost to Buffalo. I think I bet about $300. And I had like about half of that already at halftime. Whew, boy, after that game, I had to start paying that money that I already received. I had to pay that money off. I was so sick. I was sick. But I never really had no squabbles behind gambling, because I've always paid my debts. I always paid off, because I was SSI, and like I say, I made a lot of money. I was a good hustler, and I had some of the best hustling partners I hustled with, and I had some of the best homeboys that I lived with. And we all, we kept money and we kept hustling, you know. We seen some bad days and some sad days, you know, losing parents, grandparents and all that while being incarcerated. But Sundays was a good day in prison back in them days, and they still are right now today. You know, Cowboys won today, so I knew it was a bunch of cheering going on inside the walls, and you know, it's just something to look forward to. Visitation, even if you didn't get a visit, you know, you wasn't even mad because you had the opportunity to watch football. And Monday nights is just the same. You know, you want to watch that football. Sports was the #1 issue, but as prison changed, they tried to make movies override sports, and that started riots. That's gonna be some fights, cause ain't nobody gonna let that go on, and you got them kind of people, and especially when the white boys start talking in prison and start speaking up. You know, they not really highly sports fans. They movie watchers, and they want to. You have enough of them on the part, they'll try to vote the sports side. They gonna get beat up. They gonna get beat up. Them white boys gonna get beat up in that day room. And I'm talking about, you know, it's some stiff white boys, don't get me wrong, but it's some stiff Mexicans and stiff blacks that gonna want to watch them games, and they betting on them and they gambling on them. They not trying to hear about no movie, and them white boys gonna try to get a movie up in there. They gonna try to vote the game out. I'm talking about quick. If they did win the vote on a movie, when that officer walked out of that day room and closed and walked back out to that highway, them white boys finna get whooped. And they know it. They know it. I'm talking about, ain't gonna be no, come on over here, you. It's just gonna go to in the face. Yo, we gonna get locked down. We finna get locked down, cause we finna whoop them white boys. Them white boys finna get ass whooping. Vote no game out. So, in some places where you live, you know, they already know not to even much mess with them games. Let them games go, cause movies come on all during the week. Games don't. You know, Saturday, Sunday, you got college on Saturdays and NFL on Sundays. That's what that's what we used to look for, the sports. And Monday night, that's it. Ain't nothing else. All during the week, you got whatever you want to watch. This is Andre Wade with Just Release, and I'll be back.